I had been really looking forward to the OTEV episode to see how it all played out for myself and to see the theme of the comp for this year. OTEV is a classic. I know there are people who want it to be retired, and there are those who look forward to it every year. I'm one of those. I still like it. Yeah, it's cheesy and corny, but I think it's funny. It makes it interesting to watch. And I mean, it's always been my dream to play OTEV. All right, so Nicole walking in on Enzo. They showed it this last episode and they started off with it this episode. And yeah, I wouldn't want to walk in on Enzo. I don't know who I'd want to walk in on, but Christmas telling Kevin he could go on the wall with the likes of Dr. Will Kirby, Danielle Reyes, etc. as the blockmaster. It was just kind of cringe, and she's trying, but Kevin's like, So it's really uncomfortable watching Dani be so confident in her position in the house. Her bragging about winning comps to Nicole and saying they'll just get other people to get Christmas out for them. Meanwhile, Nicole doesn't want Christmas out. She's actively trying to keep Christmas and will actively go against Dani. It's gonna get really nasty. Apparently, Dani was packing for the supposed double eviction. They were tipped off about it, but I mean, I don't think they know exactly what's gonna happen. It's still gonna be a shocker for them. They were thinking it would be a triple from the clues, but then again this morning I saw it and they were like, would they really just tip us off like that? So they're overthinking it and not really fully sure of the details. I'm not fully sure of the details, so we will find out soon enough. But Dani should definitely be worried, and it should be an indicator for her if nobody else is packing and she's the only one. She's the only one that feels not secure in her position. She's going to be in for a rude awakening real soon. I think Enzo's bored. He wants to make things interesting for us, but then again was making safe moves on his HOH. So I think it's very much people want other people to make the moves, so they obviously don't have to. Enzo, if he makes it to that final 2 spot, I think he has a great social game and we see it again and again. But I think there is a lot of value put into winning comps, and yeah, he has won comps this season, but he's gonna have to argue why he should win really well against whoever he's sitting next to. And you know, he wants to sit next to Cody, and he's gonna have a difficult job if that's what it comes down to. I don't know. Him wanting to get out Memphis and Christmas, even though he has that alliance with Memphis and Christmas, I don't think it's the best move for him, but I guess we'll see. I didn't know Kevin was half black, half Japanese. That's really interesting. I'm glad that they included this conversation so we get a better understanding of being mixed, biracial, and the struggles of it, that you feel like you don't really fit in on either side. I've had friends that deal with this, and it's important to share it. Kevin seems like a really nice guy. I know his reads have been off and people have been annoyed with him. You know, I truly do wish the best for him, and once he gets out of this house, the stress of it will be gone, and he'll be able to go back to his life and hopefully adopt and grow his family like he wanted. So they were doing Dani dirty this episode. Those close-ups on her face, especially during the Nicole and Christmas conversation, and just that zoom on her face was so frightening. Dani mentioned Cody falling back on his looks because his brains aren't really there. If only she knew about people talking about their flirtmans and their sexual tension. The whole Floridian, Californian, Texan, New Jerseyan talk about, you know, what you call yourself when you're from a certain state. I don't know how Cody didn't know this. Maybe he was just having a brain fart and he doesn't remember. It happens, but or, you know, he just did it for TV time. Tyler, of course, got picked to play in the veto. It wouldn't be OTEV without Tyler, you know? And Christmas was so upset. I cannot wait until she's put on the vlog and she just has a blow up. It's gonna be so interesting to watch. Yeah, she made a comment about being a replacement nom, and then she like stormed off and they all went to go hug her. I would be so scared of her. I wouldn't want to piss her off. And house guest choice for David, and he picked Enzo. Like I said, Enzo has a great social game, got in David's head, said he would fight for him, wants to make a big move, doesn't want David or Kevin to go home. So of course, I mean, David really has nobody else to pick, so he picks Enzo. Found it interesting. Enzo won OTEV his season, and Tyler won OTEV his season. So that's kind of cool. Question, why is Cody's tongue always out of his mouth? He's always like, when the camera's on him, and his tongue is always like, maybe it's just like one of those like nervous twitches or habit that you get into, but the camera's always showing it. So the Salamander OTEV, honestly, I forgot that OTEV is veto backwards, so yeah. Okay, so the Salamander looks like a very high creep pedo. It's a very creepy salamander. I wouldn't want to interact with this salamander, but I like the theme of the veto competition. I do think the color of the shirts give it away, so it makes it easier, but that being said, I like how it has a combination of names, and I especially love how I was fed with 2 shirts with Ian's name on them and 2 with Janelle. Got a Kaser and Bay shirt. Honestly, I mean, I guess it's because my favorites have already been evicted, but I try to ignore that fact and just focus on the positive. There's shirts with my faves names together. Yeah, the whole setup was really cool, and the whole balls that they throw down, I thought it was really nice, really well put together. It was hilarious watching Nicole fail at getting on the ramp. This must really suck when you're short and the rope is too high and you have to try to like leap up and catch it. She was having difficulty getting the traction to get up. She kept slipping and she was not able to do it. I mean, she would have beat out Cody, but you know, while she was trying to get up there, Cody just snuck on by, went past her, and they had to pull her up. But it was enjoyable to watch her fall. She must have so many bruises. So David took the money. I haven't talked about this yet. I've seen 2 arguments for it, saying one, really bad choice, should have went for the veto, and I've seen people say, you know what, he's screwed anyway, so might as well take the money. And I think that's what he was thinking in the moment. I would not have chosen the money. I would have chosen to win the veto for myself, you know, but I'm a competitor, and I think that's what some of the people didn't understand either. Like the Christmas, you know, is a competitor, and she wants people to go for the win, and she could not understand why David didn't do that, especially if he's on the block. And, you know, I just don't think David really thought it through, and he took it the first round too. He just wanted to secure that money. I think he just felt like he had no shot. He had no confidence in himself for this competition, and that is really sad. Then after, he started really thinking about it, and I think it took Cody telling him like, you need to lay low, and he kind of looked like a kid that got reprimanded, got in trouble with their mom, and he's just like sad, like, oh my god, what did I do? Like thinking about his mistake. Yeah, I honestly, when I saw that he did this, I was surprised, but then again, I guess I shouldn't be. David isn't really familiar with the game. He's, you know, learning as he goes. So I think my favorite shirt of the competition was Lady Janelle and Gentleman Ian's. I thought that one was so cute. I would totally wear that shirt. I want it. So I think Tyler misses Angela so much that now he has Mulan, his pet cow. Not that Angela's, you know, a cow or anything, obviously, but I guess he's just feeling very lonely, so he needed his cow. So those little interludes of the acid trip with the salamander, the unicorn, and then some of the competitors on there was really funny and weird. I was like, what is going on? It was really painful watching Kevin lose this one. I would have loved for him to win. I feel bad for him, but yeah, Cody was able to get up the rope faster. They were both falling so much, and before, Kevin had no issues getting up that rope, but this time he was having an issue and Cody flew by him. So many close calls with Cody, and then he ultimately wins it. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this triple goes, and hopefully there's some drama. Hopefully it's interesting. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen? What did you think of this OTEV episode? Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.